sitting in this rest stop, nobody was there. And I could just see trucks and automobiles passing sort of above me in this fantastic view. And I started thinking about what the interstate had done and how it had changed our lives and how it had enabled me to get to North Dakota. And I turned to my wife and said, you know, there's a book in here.
When you find something that is as pervasive and underfoot as the interstate highway, that is taken so much for granted by the people particularly of our generation, the baby boomer generation, who grew up with it, we don't know where it came from. We don't even realize the changes it wrought upon the land. It's the greatest public works project of all time. There's nothing built bigger in the world than the interstate highway system.
The interstate highway system, it's the biggest public works project of all time. It is the greatest achievement in the history of man, of building. There's nothing to compare with. It's way bigger than the pyramids. It's way bigger than anything. And it has linked this country as nothing else has. It has become even more than the train and the plane. It has pulled the American people together.
One of the problems with a lot of documentary films is not inherently visual. But the idea of the interstate highways is that they're about movement. Movement of people, movement of goods, movement of vehicles. So of course it's got something that's perfect for film. It moves.
It's a huge project, and it's one of the, it's a challenging one because it doesn't have a beginning and a middle and an end that presents itself to you immediately.
Look at all those roads crisscrossing the country. I mean, it is unbelievable.
It is, and it's keeping people busy. That's what it's for.
Well, I mean, that is one benefit of it, I suppose. We are keeping people at work, fixing the roads, building the roads, maintaining the roads, cleaning the roads, plowing them.
Dirtying them, cleaning them again.
Oh, I litter whenever possible.
Yeah, well, you know that you're helping the economy.
Exactly.
You are.
Mark it.
6.
Well, the highway is about movement and restlessness and seeking your fortune somewhere else, and those wheels keep on turning and the rhythm keeps on driving you, and then
I think a significant portion of the film is about who we are as Americans. And the highways are really this giant reflector of ourselves, all that we want to be, all that we aspire to be, and yet at the same time, what we are.
Particularly after World War II, when we were making big decisions about what direction the country was going to go, the highway lobby came in and made us accept more cars and more highways. And the other side of that argument is all along the way, from the beginning, from the invention of the car, from the Duryea brothers in Springfield, Mass. In the 1890s, essentially inventing the American car, right up to the present, Americans have had a love affair with the car.
I always remember to say in the morning, thank you, President Eisenhower, as I wheel up onto that interstate and put that cruise control on and start steering and looking around and loving America.
We've always said the subtitle for the film is the Interstate Highways and the Transformation of American Life. And it really did transform American life. Everybody uses it. Everybody's been touched by it in some way.
These highways rip right through the heart of the city. No place else in the world do you find the downtowns or the core areas of the city as the least desirable places to live.
It's a curious thing about the highways. We have something that everybody loves to hate in some ways, and yet we couldn't live without them.
Will you stop honking, Mac? We ain't going nowhere. This is Agony Alley. Morning rush and evening wait. What's a citizen gonna do?
But in the wide shot, you can see the highway span.
Yeah, it's fun.
We're a pretty typical small independent film company. My wife is my co-producer and editor, and my partner almost through my entire film career. My daughter Katie, who's 10 and a half, comes into work once a week, and she's worked on every production, tries to get a different credit on every film.
Larry's very different. Larry has not only contributed to this subject with his own ideas, but he's taken my thinking in new directions and really enlarged my thinking, and I'm very grateful to be working with him.
I got my start making films for Oregon Legal Services. I did videotapes like 5 Easy Leases or How Not to Go to Small Claims Court.
Landlord. And don't try to take me to court, you sneak, because then you'll have to pay attorney's fees, just like the rental agreement says.
You can't do that to me! Hold on! What am I gonna do?
These were community education things. But early on in my career, I had hooked up with Ken Burns, who's a well-known documentary filmmaker, and he formed Florentine Films, and I joined right away.
Whenever the light of civilization falls upon you with a blighting power, go to the wilderness.
And I started making films on a variety of subjects, almost always history. And the reason I wanted to do history films, because I wanted to do things that had a shelf life.
In the 1970s, 1 out of every 7 Cambodians died.
The trick is to find a historical subject that resonates today. So someone could watch it and they could feel they learned about something that's happening today, but if they watch it 5 or 10 years from now, they will still learn something about the subject and not say, oh, that's dated. I want to watch the news tonight instead.
The interstate highway system is perfect. There are the signs, you can use the signposts, there are the rest stops, the pit stops, the breakdowns, the slow lane, the fast lane. All of those things can be metaphors in the film. You can change the pace, you can have a very serious story, and then just throw up a couple of funny signs, bam, 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 and then you're on to your next subject.
The highways really reflect ourselves. They are a giant mirror against us. And people don't like to believe that or see that, but it's really true. Our highways are our aspirations.
The end is, that's probably our challenge. The end is the cultural fallout, the transformation of the country. But there's another end, which is the future, which is where we're going with it. And of course, nobody knows, so you can only guess. But we do have that 3-part structure, the 3 acts that are necessary for any good drama. And I am confident that we will be able to put them together and tell an exciting story.
Get your motor running, head out on the highway, looking for adventure in whatever comes our way. Yeah, darling, go make it happen. Take the world in a love embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. Like a true nature's child, we were born to be wild. We can climb so high, I never want to die. Born to be wild, etc.